News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
A manhunt for a suspected killer and carjacker continues near Helena. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It is Tuesday, September the 8th, 2015. Hope you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend. Hope it was relaxing and fun, a little bit wet and soggy, but hey, the coming weekend looks really nice, if that means anything. Right now it's clear and 38 degrees. A little chilly out there this morning. Our newscast sponsored by Office Solutions and Services, your exclusive sharp copier dealer. Lewis and Clark County deputies are still searching north of Helena for a suspect in a Great Falls homicide and 2 subsequent carjackings. Sheriff Leo Dutton says 26-year-old Brandon Meismer was believed to be armed with a .45 caliber semi-automatic pistol. Police in Great Falls say Meismer is the suspect in the death of a man Sunday night. Sergeant Larry Brooks said Meismer had 2 men drive him away from the scene, and they apparently ended up in Helena. Dutton says Meismer also is suspected in 2 carjackings. Lewis and Clark County officers began pursuing Meismer about 7 o'clock Monday morning. The last vehicle he was believed to be in was abandoned near residences in the Hauser Dam area. Meismer is 6'3", 205 pounds. He's bald. 2 helicopters, boats, and officers on foot and in all-terrain vehicles are still involved in that search, which will begin again at sunrise today. There's a brotherhood within the nationwide law enforcement community, and when one member is struck down by senseless violence, all are affected. That's the sense given by both of Missoula's law enforcement agencies, the Missoula City Police Department and the Missoula County Sheriff's Office. Spokesman Travis Welsh relayed the feelings of Police Chief Mike Brady regarding the shooting deaths the past week of Houston County, Texas Sheriff's Deputy Darren Goforth and Fox Lake, Illinois Police Lieutenant Joe Glinowitz.
We are telling our officers to be careful, practice safe tactics, and continue to treat our community members and the people we serve with respect and not employing any special tactics or strategies or anything to deal with threats that we have not experienced here yet.
Sheriff T.J. McDermott said such news reports point out the vulnerability that officers face every day.
It just reminds all of us, how dangerous the job of being a law enforcement officer is. And, it's a good reminder for our deputies what we're doing out there and what the risks are, and to keep each other safe and take care of each other and make sure that we each make it home at night to be with our families.
Hear about how both agencies are reaching out to the community to improve relations and communications on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. And staying with the law enforcement theme, Friday was a big day for Missoula County Sheriff's Detective David Walrod. It was the 30th anniversary of his service with the Sheriff's Office, and one of his colleagues, Lieutenant John Gunter, contacted KGVO News to talk about his friend and fellow law enforcement officer. He said Walrod played an important part in a recent murder investigation.
Last summer he was involved with that Kevin Leno investigation. I think he did a really terrific job processing that crime scene. That was kind of a hard one to find in the first place. And then he actually, just from walking the riverbanks and talking to transients and what have you, was able to get a good basic identity on the suspects. And it all started with him.
Gunter went on to praise Walrod for the manner in which he has served the county.
He's probably one of the most giving, open-minded, and more importantly, open-hearted deputies that they'll ever come across. His approachability, his kindness, his just, you can't be around the guy without just knowing that this is a kind-hearted man.
Gunter's letter to KGVO News can be read on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. A lawsuit seeking to block the transfer of a Montana dam to 2 tribes speculates the Turkish government would seek raw nuclear materials to blow up the dam if the transfer happens. The lawsuit, filed by State Senator Bob Keenan, former State Senator Verdell Jackson, and Pointer Scenic Cruises, claims the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes are too gullible or naive to realize the Turks interested in doing business with them may have terrorist ties. G. Lincoln McCurdy of the Turkish Coalition of America calls the lawsuit's claims ridiculous. He says his organization is interested in promoting agricultural trade with Native Americans. The State Department says Turkey is a strong U.S. ally that supports counterterrorism efforts. A judge did not immediately decide on the request to block Saturday's Kerr Dam transfer from Northwestern Energy to the tribes. The state of Montana has long struggled with the issue of drunk driving, but for Missoula County Attorney Kirsten Papps, the issue is personal. Early in her career as an attorney, Pabst saw the tragic results of drunk driving firsthand when she handled a case involving a young mother who was killed by a drunk driver.
It was the winter time, it was spring, and we had a lot of snow that year with big berms, and it forced them to walk a little bit further out into the roadway because the sidewalks were covered, and a drunk driver came along and hit the mom. She flew into the air and died in front of her kids. The driver went and hid his vehicle for several days.
It was a harsh lesson for Pabst, but a lesson Missoula apparently still hasn't learned.
It's really made a big impact on me, and I'd been prosecuting misdemeanor DUIs up until that point, and it was then where it came over me. This is why we do this. This is why we care, because of these kids now that have no mother, this mother that lost her life tragically. Just in August, in Missoula County, we had 98 DUIs.
According to Pabst, in just the past 5 years, there have been 25 DUI-related fatalities in Missoula County alone. An ongoing salmonella investigation in the state has led Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services officials to conclude that a new cluster of salmonella may have been found within a certain food product provided in most grocery stores. Epidemiologist Dana Fajas has more.
We've been working with local, state, and federal partners on this outbreak, and we just received new information that became available, and it appears that cucumbers are the likely source of the illnesses that we've seen. In Montana, we've seen 13 ill individuals in 8 different counties.
Fajas says some counties include Cascade, Flathead, Gallatin, Lewis and Clark, and Yellowstone. For now, Fajas adds, hold on to any store-bought cucumbers until DPHHS receives a report from federal officials regarding which stores were home to the items of interest.
General prevention items that everyone can do to prevent any foodborne illnesses would be to always wash your hands before and after preparing any meals, thoroughly wash produce especially and vegetables, cook meats to proper temperatures, and avoid any cross-contamination between meat products and produce products.
Find an updated list of stores with potentially contaminated food products linked to the story on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. And Yellowstone National Park is known for its wildlife, including bears and wolves, but for 6 weeks, one animal that roamed the park didn't belong. An Australian shepherd named Jade was found in the canyon area by her owner last Friday, 42 days after she went missing. So she says the dog has a small cut on her lip, and being a bit thinner, Jade is okay. News Talk Time, 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Partly sunny skies today with our high temperatures right around 70. Winds will be out of the west at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, lows in the mid-40s. Warmer temperatures Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with our highs in the mid-80s for the weekend. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.